First, let me thank Nebraska and our team for participating in a bigger than basketball event in KEAL, Play for K, and breast cancer awareness. So again, I appreciate Nebraska being part of this and our players. KEAL was a great friend of mine for many, many years, and I said this to our team: if you go through life and you meet some people, I've never heard ever anybody say a bad word about her, ever. One of the greatest people I've ever been around. Proud to say I coached against her and was a colleague, and just happy that we can be a part of this today. So I want to make sure I say that because it means a lot to us. And the game itself was crazy. There were stretches we really got outplayed, got outworked, but we keep fighting. This team's very resilient. We saw that the other night at Michigan when we were down. We saw it at Penn State last week. And Nebraska played really well. I thought they were able to get the ball inside out. They made two big threes that would have been backbreakers against a lot of teams, but our kids came right back, and Jordan's three was huge. And then at the end of the game, when you have somebody like Lindsey Pulliam, who you just want to get her the ball. She wants the ball in those situations. She made a huge play, and obviously, big free throws to ice it. So, just to grind it out. Big Ten mid-February game. I'm not sure you want to really call it anything but that. But give Nebraska a lot of credit. Played really well at times too, and just proud of our team.
Burton scored 15 of the first 20 points that you guys scored in the second half. What does that kind of say about her, that she was able to sort of carry the offense through that cold stretch?
Yeah, Burton is, man, I'm just glad she's on my team, one of the best guards in the country. She doesn't get enough recognition, nor does she really care, which is great. But you want her on your team. She'll do whatever it takes to win. And in that case, we'd struggle to score. So she scored. If she needs to play defense, she'll get a steal. If she needs to make free throws, she's got ice water, and if she needs to distribute the ball, get out in transition, run a team, she does that as well as anybody. I feel like in the Big Ten. So to answer, really, she'll do whatever it takes to win, and scoring obviously was big there.
You guys have won games before this year where one player was cold, where Lindsey was having an off day or Shad was having an off day. Today, all four starters besides Veronica couldn't get the ball to go through the basket. This is sort of a new level of grind it out, if you will. And you guys still come out with the victory. What do you think that says about the team?
Well, yeah, that's special because, again, you're right. We had a lot of shots in the fourth quarter, even the third quarter, that you would take again. Shad had great looks. We were playing some Papa shot for a while, Papa Shad, where the ball kept coming back to her. She shooted, and she's leading three-point shooter in the country. So, I can live with that any day of the week because I know she's going to make those shots. And they did a good job of protecting the paint, and I thought, we just found some plays, and Jordan made some, Birdie made some, and Sydney Wood, and that's what you need in those type situations. And so, again, wasn't pretty, nothing. I don't want to overthink it. We just made a couple more plays, but
you touched on it, but you said Lindsey wants the ball in that situation. Coming into that game-winning shot, she's something like 1 for her last 20. But what do you think that says about your team's confidence in her to make that shot?
Well, she against Michigan, at the end of the game, also made big plays. Her presence forced, a lot of things to happen that went our way. Today, again, she's the focal point now of anybody we're going to play against. Their best defender, their scheme to help and show. And, she had a family death, so she just got back into town last night, and so really hadn't practiced or anything. But for her, that's, she never uses anything as a reason other than let's go play, and really proud of her. She's had a long week, and just incredible leader for this team. So, with 50 seconds, I think Nebraska called a timeout, and I think I'm close, but as far as time. And she said to me, "Coach, I'm good, man. Just get me the ball." And, I didn't go to Northwestern, but I'm smart enough to get her the ball. I promise you that.
And you mentioned Abby Scheid leading the country in three-point percentage. I asked her this, and she kind of said she was interested but not sure. What do you think are her prospects for playing next year anywhere?
Oh, with Shy? Listen, I tell you, if I watch we've had a lot of players go to pro basketball overseas, WNBA, and if there's one thing that you need is somebody that can shoot the basketball, because it's sorely lacking sometimes, in some of the professional leagues that I see. So when you get a smart, tough kid like that can stretch defenses, I think there's, the WNBA is a tough league because of the lack of space. It's just not a lot of jobs. There's only 12 teams. But I would, if I'm one of those teams and I got somebody that can make open threes and I got great players around her, I'd give her a look.
Coach, what's it like to have the support of the football players? Did they ever affect the game?
They do, Teddy, thanks. And Fitz, he texted me when I was sick against Michigan State, and I had to watch the game on TV, but I knew his guys were there, and we'd be okay, because they helped me coach every game. And, but they're awesome. We got great fans, and I think our players, and I'll say this, have captured the community a little bit, and the crowd was great tonight. It's loud. I just think we're a fun team. We're not that fun to coach all the time, I can tell you that, but we're a fun team to be a fan of, because we got great kids and big personalities, and they try to do the right thing. They share the basketball. It doesn't always look that way, but those guys are great, and they've been a great. They've become their own entity at our games, so people want to come and talk to them and hang out with them. So, it's been fun. Thanks. Wow.
Hey, Coach. So it was a bit of a chippy game. We talked about how much you guys had to grind, and at one point the technical foul given to Kane. How do you tell your guys to keep their composure in situations like that where there's maybe chirping going on?
Yeah, I mean,
and hard fouls?
Sure. And basketball, that was a big play for us to be able to get to the foul line and get the ball back. But it was tough, hard-nosed games, and I certainly, I think our players, for the most part, do a good job just keeping their poise when things don't always bounce our way. But she's a really good player.
The Penn State game, when you played there, you guys got off to a slow start in the first half, and you said after the game you went to your three captains and said it's your team, you talked to them. Was something similar said today, or did you have more of a role?
Well, at halftime, Penn State, I grabbed the three of them, and before we ever went in the locker room, and said, "This is your team. We don't play this. We're not going to play this way." And I said, "You talk to them, not me. They're tired of me." So those three, they get it. We have great leadership on this team, and so today, just in general, I said, "Look, man, we're down at Penn State, pretty similar. The third quarter belongs to us, and we came out the third quarter pretty good, but Nebraska answered. And I thought the fourth quarter we, like I said, we kept our poise, but we didn't defend like I give Nebraska credit too. We've been keeping people in the early 50s, and I haven't seen stats yet, but just our defense in the fourth quarter was solid, and a little up and down the rest of the game.
Talking about the crowd, electric today, where would you say, or how does it rank among some of the best home atmospheres you've had? It certainly seems like this year it was up there.
Yeah, this year has been fun. It's just so much fun, and I coached 19 years at George Washington University, and we had a small gym. We used to pack it. It was loud. The only ones that could beat me there were Pat Summitt in Tennessee, and we were really, you didn't want to play us there. And now this is starting to feel that way. Like, when you come in here, the crowd gets into it, and the crowd made a huge difference, I thought, in the fourth quarter. So it's a lot of fun for our players, because it's hard to rank where this, but just to know that they're getting that kind of support now, and what a great place to play, Welsh-Ryan. It's just one of the great atmospheres now in the arenas in the country.
Does it make you think at all what it might be like to host a regional here?
Well, we can't host a regional, but the first 2 rounds, right? Yeah, you're getting way ahead of me, my man. I got Rutgers Wednesday night, and that's the only thing on our plate that we got to address. We have we had to play. We got a tough condensed schedule. We've just finished, and we have coming up. So, really, we're just trying to get some rest, get our preparation, and be ready for Wednesday. And everything else past that, these things take care of themselves. A little out of my hands. All right, guys, thank you.